Hey everyone, Epithemy here, and today's video was suggested in the comment section by JMR Dynamite, and he wanted me to make a video on some tips for solo queuing, and since I solo queued 95% of the time from silver to LEM, I thought it would be a really good video to help a lot of you out. And if it does, then definitely be sure to hit that like button. 15 likes would be amazing. You guys are always crushing the like goal, and I can't thank you guys enough. You guys are some really amazing people, and I love your guys' support. Also, don't forget to share this video with your friends, and if you missed my last video on major challenges when ranking up, then be sure to click that cue card up in the top right hand corner to go check it out. And with that being said, let's get into these tips. Now, the first tip I have for everyone when solo queuing is to always communicate, even if no one else is doing so. There are many people, no matter the rank, who don't communicate when this game really is a team-based game, and the more you communicate, the easier the win. Even when no one else on your team is really talking, the best you can do is to continue to communicate whether you know where someone is, or you hurt someone, or you have a good strat, or, just trying to call out some things that will really help your team out and just boost your team's morale and actually starting, to get everybody else on your team talking. Now, another tip when solo queuing is to always make sure you have warmed up and practiced beforehand. No matter what, before you hop into a competitive game, you should always warm up. But when solo queuing, you never know if someone on your team is going to be having a bad game, and you might have to pick up their slack. And a lot of the time, that can happen when solo queuing because you never know how your teammates are going to play. Now, a lot of the time, I've heard so many people complain about that, and you really just have to be able to pick up the slack or at least communicate as a whole and, boost that guy's morale and not shut him down and not flame him or anything like that. That will not help at all. Just trying to talk and communicate more and, just trying to pull off the win. You really got to do the best you can with what you're handed when solo queuing. Now, the next tip when solo queuing has to do with having toxic players on your team. A lot of the time, people complain about having toxic people on their team, and the best way to deal with that is to just ignore them and continue making callouts and calling strats and just communicating with your team. If someone on your team starts getting into it, just try your best to defuse the situation and move on. If it gets too bad, then just mute the person and, move on with your team and do the best work you can without them. Now, the next tip I have is to play round by round. And what I mean by this is to take every round with a grain of salt and move on and focus on the present round rather than worrying about how your team lost the last round or how you messed up, because that will only continue to throw off your game and continue to make you make bad decisions and just maybe even flame your teammates. You really just have to focus on the present round because that's all you can affect. Now, also, while solo queuing, do the best to play as a team rather than trying to go off and do your own thing. Every now and again, that is okay if your team is splitting up and waiting for pushes or just trying to get a pick and move in, but your team should never be pushing B and you be the last alive on A. At that point, it is pointless, so you really have to do your best to play with your team and play off your teammates, not just like a one-man army like you can take every single site. I understand that can happen every now and again, but you really have to play with your team. This is definitely a team-based game, and that is the way you are going to prevail and actually get the wins and rank up. Now, the final tip I have when solo queuing is to try and make friends. Make friends with the people on your team who are actually trying and want to rank up and win. And the more you can do this, the better off you are to have people who truly want to play the game and want to play with you and want to rank up and want to get better at the game. And from there, you guys can just feed off each other and just keep improving. And, you could learn something and your buddy that you just met could learn something else and you guys could share it with each other. That's really a huge thing when ranking up. I know that doesn't really fall completely to solo queuing, but that is the best way to make friends and to improve and everything like that. And honestly, you can solo queue. You can solo queue from silver to global. It just takes time. You are going to D-rank and rank up and things like that, but it just takes time. And if you can find friends and make friends, then go for it. That is your best bet, and honestly, it'll make the game a whole lot more fun. Overall, these are just some tips I put together to help you all out with solo queuing and help make your solo queue experience a whole lot easier and hopefully help you all rank up. I solo queued 95% of my games from silver to LEM, and I have dealt with all these problems more than once, but I made it work and was able to rank up doing all of these things listed above and just kept playing and trying to improve, and I promise all of you can do it too. Now, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, then be sure to drop a like, share it with your friends. Who knows, maybe they'll enjoy it as well. And my name is Epithemy, and I'd like to say thank you again to JMR Dynamite. But I'll catch you all with another video next time.